Hello, my internet foodie friends, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, my name is Amanda, and I'm so glad you landed here. Just take a moment, if you will, and hit that subscribe button so that I can do a little happy dance. I do that every time I get a new subscriber. Also, if you hit the notification bell, it'll let you know when I upload a new video. Today, I am sticking with the classics. We're gonna have, classic American hamburger, and maybe make some of them a cheeseburger too, because my daughter Izzy loves cheeseburgers. So, well, let's get started. All right, well, hopefully the construction noises outside won't be too loud, but we're having a porch built on the back of our house, and I cannot wait for it to be finished because we're going to buy a grill. It rains here like 9 months out of the year, so being able to have a grill under a cover, it's gonna be awesome. And I would totally be making these hamburgers outside on the grill if I had it already, but alas, I do not have one yet. So I like buying this hamburger meat in these packages just because they're really convenient, but whatever, this is just a pound. I'm gonna make 2 pounds so that I have plenty of leftovers. I like to use, this is lean beef. Actually, to be perfectly honest, using a little bit of a fattier beef will help your hamburgers stay together. But typically when I buy hamburger meat, I just buy the lean because whenever I'm doing something with like ground beef in a skillet, I hate having to take the time to drain my beef. So just cooking with leaner beef a lot of times means that I don't have to take that step to drain the fat off. So it just makes it easier. Now, if I'm cooking on the grill, I definitely will use the higher fat meat because on the grill, my hamburgers are more likely to fall apart on me than when I'm doing it in a skillet. So definitely something to keep in mind. I think this is 93.7, so 93% lean, 7% fat. I think when I'm doing like grilled outdoor hamburgers, I'll go with an 80-20. All right, so got my 2 pounds of meat, which usually I think will give me like 6-ish good sized burgers. I don't really weigh them out, but we'll see how it works. All right, so I never realized how much I use a microplane until I started doing these YouTube videos, and I talk about this thing all the time. I love it. I'll make sure to drop an Amazon affiliate link. If you click on it, I get like probably a couple pennies, but I love this thing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take about 1/4 of an onion and grate it into my hamburger meat. And what that does is it will add moisture to your meat, and it kind of, well, I mean, it adds a lot of flavor, but it also kind of guarantees like this just moist, juicy burger at the end. And it's kind of like a little secret trick that you can use so your hamburgers stay just juicy. Yum, yum. Okay. I don't necessarily grate the whole thing because it does get difficult as you're going along here, but you can see what it'll do is kind of make a paste, sort of. So we'll grate this up. So like, yeah, so that sometimes the onion will come apart. You don't want big chunks. So just, man, it's really coming apart on me today. So let me get a little bit more in here. Yeah, we live in a new development, so we have construction going around us, but they're almost finished with our street and we'll have a nice, quiet neighborhood soon. I love our new house. We decided to go with new construction. We were lucky enough that we live in a part of the country that's kind of expanding out still. I live in Vancouver, which is just north of Portland, Oregon. So it's nice in suburbia, total suburban mom here. I like being close enough to Portland where you can go in and do cool stuff when it's not COVID times, but far enough out in suburbia. I don't know, suburbia is my jam. All right, I think this is good because honestly, it's just really annoying me. So yeah, lots of good. Look at that. Oh, nice. Okay. Let me wash my hands real quick. So you can see I got quite a bit of onion juice on my beef now. Now we're gonna add some seasonings. A lot of times I like to add just a little splash of Worcestershire sauce. I think I said that correctly. But I'm out, so I'm not gonna use that. This is garlic powder. I don't like to use garlic salt. I like to use garlic powder because I want to control how much salt and the quality of the salt that I use. And, oh, actually that was onion powder. I'm just repeating the flavors. A lot of times when I'm cooking, I will put the same flavor in multiple ways. This one is the garlic powder. So I don't measure, but you know, just go ahead and be generous with it. Beef is pretty strong flavor, so we need a lot of seasoning to, like, if you want the seasoning to come through. And oh, something is, I think I got onion under my nose. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is chili powder. So just find your favorite blend of a chili powder. This is a mix. It's got cayenne and it's got a little garlic in it too. I think it might have oregano. So this is just a pre-blend chili powder. It's not a cayenne powder where that would be where you take like actually cayenne pepper, dehydrate it, and process it into a powder. That is like super spicy, and you can use that too. But this is a chili powder blend. Like if you were making a chili stew, then this is actually a blend of seasonings. So, oh, and then the salt and the pepper. All right, so got some pepper. And again, because I put chili powder, I'm not gonna put too much. My family does not like spicy foods. And again, be generous with your salt. All right, now, for a good hamburger, you don't want to overmix your seasonings into your beef. My hands are nice and clean. And a lot of times I actually wear gloves just because I don't really love the feeling of the meat on my hands, but otherwise. So if you overmix, your meat will actually get tough. So I'm just kind of folding it over a couple of times just to get the seasonings blended in and break up the beef, but you want to be very careful. I'm kind of like just taking chunks and kind of rotating it around. But you really want to be careful. There's another big piece of onion that fell out, but you could leave it in there, but that'd be weird to have just one big piece of onion. So yeah, if you overmix, your beef actually will get tough. All right, so, ooh, the onion's making my eyes cry. Okay, so what I like to do is I get a small plate and then a bigger plate to put my finished ones. And I get a good hefty, like it's bigger than my palm size. Like when I put my hands together, you know, that's kind of the size I go for. And what you do is you're gonna make a ball and kind of press it in firmly. Again, we don't wanna over process this. And then I use this plate to make my patty size. And as hamburger cook up on a grill or on a skillet, they're gonna shrink quite a bit. So you're gonna make your patties pretty thin and large, way larger than your bun, like double the size of your bun. And if you get cracks like that, see how it's cracking? You're going to want to pinch it together. And I actually take my fingers like this and push in to make a good solid edge. This will help keep your beef together as you're flipping it in the skillet or on the grill. So then once I have it, I will carefully put it on my plate and make my other one. So I'll go ahead and make them up and we'll gather back up in a second. All right, last one done. And as you can see, I put a piece of foil between the layers so I can just stack them up. And if you're gonna make more than 6, just that way as you go to cook them. All right, I'm gonna get my hands washed up and then we'll come over here and we'll cook them up. All right, so I've got a cast iron skillet, which is really great for doing indoor burgers. And I've got it on high so that it'll get nice and hot. You don't really need to put too much oil, but it's just a little tiny bit to help get them going. But even the low fat burgers are gonna have enough grease in them that they're not gonna stick. So I'm just giving this a second to preheat, and I put some frozen French fries and onion rings in my oven to do as a side dish. And I will chop up some lettuce and some onions and maybe put some cheese on some of these as we're cooking them, but we'll see how that goes. I just realized I got a little messed up on the time, and I was trying to have dinner done pretty quickly because my kids have Taekwondo here in a little bit, but we'll see. I'm gonna maybe get a couple of these burgers on so they can get started eating soon. Okay, this should be hot. Let's give it a go. You want it to kind of sizzle as you drop it in. Yep, you hear that? Perfect. And I'm just carefully placing them in the skillet. And the big thing is you do not want to flip them over back and forth, back and forth. You're gonna let them sit there for about probably 5 minutes before we turn them. So I'm just gonna let them cook. Oh, and if you have a splatter guard like this, your cleanup later will be so much easier. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. This is my puggy Watson. Puppy. He likes to hang out with me when I'm cooking and, well, just doing anything. He is my shadow, as we like to say. Anyway, these burgers are about ready to flip, so let's take a look at them. And I mean, I love that my kids are in an active sport, but having kids who are in sports at dinner time is so frustrating. Okay, so that one looks amazing. So it's got some of the juices piling up. That's okay. Oh man, these are looking perfect. So that's why you don't want to flip them back and forth, because you want them to get that nice good color. So again, we're gonna let them on this side for, I don't know, about 3 or 4 minutes and give them a check. I like my hamburgers to be, you know, fairly pink. I don't want to cook them overdone. And I think I'm going to go ahead and grab some cheese out of the refrigerator and put them on a couple of these. The splatter guard helps with that too, because it'll help kind of melt the cheese out. Well, it looks like all I have is mozzarella in the fridge today. So 2 little slices. So 2 people get cheeseburgers tonight. I completely forgot to buy cheese this week at the grocery store. So actually, let me see. I just want to make sure, because once you put the cheese on them, you can't flip them back again. Yeah, I'm just going to leave them. See, I told you, don't do that. But don't listen to me. Or as I tell my kids, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, I don't want to put this on. Well, yeah, I'm not going to flip them again. I'm going to lower the heat so that way they can cook a little slower from the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this cheese on and let it melt. There we go. So yeah, lowering the heat will slow the cooking down so that they can cook without burning. Who else does this? I know I bought hamburger dills, but I can't find them. So I think I either bought these spears instead, or they are just hiding right in front of me in the pantry. So what I'm gonna do is take one of these spears and just slice it up and make my own hamburger pickles today. I don't know. That's frustrating. First, didn't do the cheese, now. But that's the thing, like, you know, I could have it perfect, but I'm not a perfect person, and who is really, right? So just make what you have work in your pantry. So today we're using a spear cut up, and now we've got hamburger pickles. So let's check on these patties real quick. I think they're pretty done. Oh, look at that. Let me show you. So look at that cheese melted down. And then when I go to push on it, it's firm and it's not leaking out the red juices. So we're gonna call it. We're gonna let them rest on the plate a little bit before I call the family down. So like I said, I'm gonna get the kids started eating, and then I'm gonna cook up these other patties too. Oh, ooey gooey. So, well, I just want to take a moment. I'm going to show you a plated up dish at the end, but in the meantime, I want to take a moment to tell you thank you so much for watching today. I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. Like I said, my goal is to grow my channel. I am hoping to, you know, get some more subscribers this month as a personal goal. And I am 100% absolutely loving being on YouTube, and it is people like you hitting subscribe, hitting the like button, and commenting that keep us YouTubers so happy. So I will see you next time.